Brandi.
And where do you live, Joe?
I live in 5054 NY 67, Hoosick Falls, New York.
I see. And what did you do before you went to the service, Joe?
I graduated from the high school, and then I went to work for the Colasta company.
Colasta.
And
All right. What year did you get out of high school? Do you remember?
What I do?
What year did you get out?
Oh, 36.
36. All right. And then you went to work for the Colasta.
Colasta, yep. And then I went to New Jersey with the Cook College Chemical Company. They had part of the Colasta company. I went down to New Jersey and worked with them.
I see.
And stayed down there until I retired later.
I see. But when you were working for this company, did you get drafted? Did you enlist? What happened?
I got drafted.
You got drafted.
Yeah. And
when was that, Joe, when you got drafted?
42.
In 42? All right.
42, somewhere in 42.
All right.
And went to Camp Forest, Tennessee, and joined the 80th Infantry Division. And we trained there for about a year, and then we went to Arizona in the desert, trained in the desert. We thought we were going to Africa. But at the last minute they switched, and in a hurry they sent us over in the European theater. We landed in Scotland, and we stayed there about 2 years in Scotland, and from there we went to northern France. And when I was in France there, we got fighting, and we got shelled by 88s. I was knocked out and landed in the hospital for about a week, 2 weeks. And after I recuperated, they sent me back to the front. And that's when we started fighting, following General Patton. And we followed General Patton all the way until he ran out of gas. We couldn't keep up with him in the beginning because he was going so fast and we were walking. So eventually they rounded up a bunch of trucks, threw us on the trucks, and we finally caught up to them. And that's where we started fighting in the front.
Right.
And when we were there, we were fighting there in the line. That's when we got shelled by 88s. And it was then that I got hit and returned back to the hospital. It was there. I stayed there for about 3 weeks. And then they sent me back to my original outfit. And they sent me back up to the front again. And they kept me there for a couple of weeks. And figured I had enough. And they pulled me back. And they asked me, where do you want to go? I said, well, I want to go to the Quartermaster Corps. They said, oh, we got something better for you to do. I said, what? So they gave me a group of MPs. And gave me a whole outfit of MPs and sent me out in some village and just protecting the people and protecting the GIs that were there stationed nearby. So we did that until I got out of the service.
I see, but it said in one of the clippings you got a slight wound, it said. Was that at that time you're talking about, or was that another time?
No, that was another time. The beginning I got hit first when I was knocked out.
I see.
And then later on I got hit again. But eventually I recuperated and I was all right after that.
And how long did you spend up, in France there, not as an MP?
But we fought in the Rhineland there for, I don't know, probably half a year in the front.
I see.
And we had one incident where I told you about before, about this. We captured some German soldiers and we were taking them back, and we finally got up to where the village was, and the Frenchmen were all screaming, the women screaming, and we said, what's the trouble? And they said, they pointed out to one of the German soldiers. And I didn't understand French until we had an interpreter explain to me. He said that they want to take that guy back they'll treat him decent. I said, okay. So we gave him the hat, gave him to him to take him back. So we started marching, and we turned around, and there he is going over the hill with a Frenchman. And all at once, after he got over the hill, we heard a shot. And found out that they killed that German soldier. And I had to find out, say, what was the problem, And they told me later, they said that as the Germans were going through the village, there's a little girl standing there in the doorway, 11-year-old girl, they said. And this guy turned around with his machine gun and shot her.
So
And that's why
they want a piece of
so
him.
they wanted to kill that guy,
Yeah.
so they actually did, I guess.
I see. All right, so you were stayed in the front, and then they made you an MP in charge
Yeah,
of a
in charge
group,
of
and you were in a
group of
village.
MPs,
Yeah,
and
and now you're coming into 1945.
coming into 45, 44, 45.
Yeah, because
And while I was there, you know, of course, my sister Mary, she had an operation. She was bad, you know. And I asked in the meantime, you know, could I come home because I was out already there. And he said no. And then we waited there a while, and finally they came through and said, you can go home if you want. I said, you know, go home if I want. I said, my sister, it's too late now. I said, my sister's already buried, you know.
yeah,
I said, well, they said, well, you can go home. No. I said, okay. So I came home.
you had a lot of points probably, so they
I didn't have to have points. The Red Cross wanted to give me,
Oh,
because
I see.
my sister died.
I see, because your
They let me
sister
come
died.
home because
I
of that. But,
So you came home, and what happened then? I mean, did they discharge you when you came home right away, or?
They gave me a furlough. They gave me a furlough, sent me home for
Yeah.
30 days and so on, and kept me down in Camp Lee, Virginia, waiting for a discharge. So they kept me down there for a few weeks in the meantime, and doing nothing actually, waiting to get discharged.
Yeah, right.
And then from there I got back home.
All right, when did you get out? Do you remember about when? It was
4 July of 45.
in July of 45. The war was over in May in Europe
Yeah.
in 45, and then August, the Japanese war was
Yeah,
over.
yeah.
So you came home,
Right.
and then what did you do? You
I
went
went back to work the last
in New Jersey, or did you come
No.
up here?
No, up here.
I see. So you worked up here,
Yeah, yeah.
what, right straight? How
I
long?
lasted down here, back
Yeah.
again. And then they moved to Jersey, and that's when I went down with it.
I see. And you worked in Jersey, and you lived in Jersey then?
Yeah, and then I retired. When I retired in Jersey, then I moved to South Carolina lived down there 3.5 years, and then I moved back up here.
I see. Now, you got married, because I know your
Yeah,
wife.
married after I got out of service in 45, November 45.
I see. And did you have any children, or
Oh,
you
yeah,
and your
3
wife?
children, you know,
How many
2 boys
children?
and a girl.
2 boys, so you have 3 children.
Yeah, 3 children.
I see. And your wife, you told me, was...
Yeah, she enlisted in the Waves,
I see.
and she was in the hospital corps, worked in the hospitals. So
So-
she came out after I did. So she retired out in the first part of 45.
I see. She came out of the waves.
Yeah.
Okay, now, is there anything else you can tell us about the service or about Hoosick Falls? Or you told me a story about your mother when I was talking to you the other day.
Yeah.
I think that's good to put on
All
tape.
right, all right. When I came home from the service, and they were telling me that my mother went to get her citizenship papers, and they wouldn't give them to her because she couldn't read or write. And here we are, you know, that kind of provoked me, but here we are, 4 of us fighting for this country, and they wouldn't give her a citizenship paper. I said, if I knew that judge who he was, I really would have asked him
Yeah,
for not giving my mother a citizenship paper.
because there were 4 of you in the
4 of
service.
us in the service, and all overseas,
Yeah,
you know.
right.
And I got wounded on top of it, and here they wouldn't give her her papers.
Yeah, that's...
That was terrible, I tell you, you know.
Yeah, that's the way the thing
And
works.
when I come home, I asked her if she would try again. She didn't want it.
I
Once
see.
was enough.
All right, is there anything else you'd like to tell us about that you can think of that, you know, because these are going to become permanent
There's some
tapes.
stories that I like to not.
All right, whichever you want to tell. I mean, this is, we don't dig, we just want to know anything you'd like to tell.
Oh, yeah. I remember digging the fox. We had foxholes we had to dig one day. You know, of course, we had these canned rations. And I got a can of spaghetti. I hadn't had spaghetti in a long time. So we dug a foxhole, and I opened the can up, and I was ready to eat the spaghetti. All at once the captain come over and said, "Come on, pack up, we're leaving." I said, "Heck with this. I'm taking my can," and I eat it right there.
I see.
I had to have that can of spaghetti.
Yeah.
So I finished that off and left.
Yeah, because I had some Vietnam guys in, and they were telling me about digging foxholes. They had to dig them as deep as they
Oh,
were,
yeah, yeah,
so they
yeah.
could so the water would wash out.
Oh,
of them.
yeah, boy, terrible.
So you dug a lot of foxholes.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We had a fellow from Philadelphia. He was in my outfit. And he was, when we were in the service in training, he always complained he had blisters on his feet, you know.
Yeah.
And these hikes, 25-mile hike, he always fall back. And we had a Jewish lieutenant. He was a nice fellow, the Jewish lieutenant was. And this guy hated him because he thought he was picking on him all the time. So he said, someday when we get over there, he said, don't you turn your back on me. He says, I'm going to give it to you. He says to the lieutenant. And when we got over there, you know, they were the best of pals.
Yeah.
They fought side by side with them, and they were the best. And I'll never forget that lieutenant, you know, when we were charging up the hill and the machine gun came and cut him right off.
Yeah.
And that was, and that soldier, he came back home after, and he felt real sorry, you know, that he
Yeah,
treated
sure.
him like that. And I thought that was pretty.
That's a human interest story,
Yes,
sure.
Yeah, and he was a nice fellow, that lieutenant, you know. And he worked hard too, you know. He meant everything, you know, what he tried to do was right. You know?
Yeah, right.
But this kid thought he kept picking on him all the time, you know.
Do you mind if I ask you how old you are? You look so good.
83 years old.
83. Your brother's 85, I think, when I interviewed him. You look in great shape.
Well, I feel pretty good.
Yeah, well, we thank you. If there's nothing else, we thank you for coming, and
Thank you. It was a
we'll
pleasure.